Now, going over finding the slope and the y-intercept. First off, to find the slope, we have to figure out our rate of change. How many up and how many over. Okay? Then we find our y-intercept and our 0. Remember, the 0 is the same as the x-intercept. Okay? Some of you need to label your graphs x and y in order to help you. Then you have to write the equation of the line. This slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Remember that that the m right here, the slope, that's the slope, that's your rate of change. The b is your y-intercept. Those are the important things that you need to find to be able to find to write your equation. The y-intercepts are always 0 and some number. So first off, the easiest things to find on your graph normally are your y-intercepts and your zeros. My y-intercept, I go to my y-axis and I go find the point right here. It says 0, 4. So my y-intercept is 0, 4. My x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. The x-axis is the horizontal one. It crosses here at 2, 0. Now the slope. To find the slope, you're trying to do rise over run. You're trying to do delta y over delta x. How many up and how many to the right or the left? It's just left or right. All right, so I start down here and I'm looking. My line is increasing. It's going up. That means my slope is going to be positive. So I'm going to look. I'm going to go up 4 to the right 2. So my slope is going to be up 4 to the right 2. Then you take 4 divided by 2, and that's 2. Now, the pieces of information to write our equation is the slope and the y-intercept. My equation becomes y equals, m is the slope, so I put 2, x, and then it's the y-intercept, which is plus 4. That's your equation. Then if you would go in your calculator, let's see. Then if you would go in your calculator, go into y equals, come on now, and put in there 2x plus 4 and press graph. Oh, where did I mess up? What did I mess? It is supposed to be 0 and negative 4. So when you use the calculator, you use that so that you can look and see, because automatically with what I wrote down, I see that my lines don't match. And then I can look and see, well, what happened? I put plus 4 up here. On the graph that I have, it's down at negative 4. So then I can go back and change my y-intercept to 0, negative 4. Now, by doing that, I go to my equation, and it's negative 4 would be minus 4. So now when I go in there, using the calculator, I can go back and double check. Darn it. Let's see. And put in there 2x minus 4 and press graph. Now it matches. So now that I know that I've got the right answer. So now looking at the next one. I'm going to go through and I'm going to find my y-intercept. As I go on my y-axis, remember that's the vertical one. I'm going to go up and put a dot, and on your paper there should be a dot on the y-intercept. That y-intercept is 0, 3. Now my 0, remember we called this my x-intercept. So I go on my x-axis, which is my horizontal, and I put a dot at 1. And it is 1, 0. Now, for my slope, I'm looking at my line. Is my line increasing or decreasing? Is it going up or going down from left to right? What's happening? It's going down. So it's going down. That means my slope is going to be negative. So now I start, and I'm going to look right here at my y-intercept. I'm going to go down 3, negative 3, to the right 1. Negative 3 over 1. Negative 3 divided by 1 is negative 3. Now I have enough information to write my equation. I need my slope and my y-intercept. Y equals, first comes my slope, negative 3, then x, then my y-intercept, which is plus 3. Then you should go in the calculator and double check and make sure you did it correctly. The next one, number 3. Let me pull this over. Number 3, my y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept is the vertical going up and down. Right now on your paper, you should put a dot on the y-intercept. That is 0, 0. Then we need to find the 0, which is the x-intercept. That's my vertical, my horizontal. It crosses at the same spot. 0, 0. Well, so now I'm in a little bit of an issue trying to figure out my slope. First thing I want to look at is my slope from left to right. Is my line increasing or decreasing? Is it going up or going down? It's going up. Since it's going up, my slope is going to be positive. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to start on, I always start on my x or my y-intercept. So I'm going to start on my y-intercept because they're the same. Now, maybe I need a different color. These graphs are kind of small. If I go up 1 and to the right 1, is that on the line? I don't think it's quite on the line. Let's see. If I go, these are small. So if I start at 0, 0, if I go up 2 over 1, nope. If I go up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's see. Does anybody find a nice point anywhere on here? Here's one right here. Maybe this will help me. You have to go through and find a nice point where they cross exactly on a line. So I think this is going up 6 and over 8. Well, if it goes up 6 and to the right 8, if I reduce that fraction, if I divide each number by 2, that gives me 3 over 4. So let's see if that works. What if I went up 1, 2, 3 and over 1, 2, 3, 4? Sure does. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is 3/4. Now my equation, y equals, you have to use your slope, 3/4 x, and then your y-intercept. Well, my y-intercept is 0. This is one way it could be written, but most likely on a multiple choice test, the equation is going to be written y equals 3/4 x, like this. It's not going to put the plus 0 on there. If there's nothing added or subtracted at the end, that means that it's 0. Now, the next one over here on number 4. Again, first thing you're supposed to do is plot the y-intercept. Here's the y-intercept. That one is 0, -1. The 0 is the x-intercept. Where does it cross the x-axis? It looks like it's right here at -2, 0. Now, you need to find your slope. My slope, my line from left to right is decreasing. It is going down. How is it going down? When I start here at my x-intercept, I'm going down 1 and to the right 2. Let me see if that still works. Down 1 to the right 2. Is that working? Down 1. Nope, that doesn't seem to be working. What happened? Maybe it's the way it's smashed together. Because I have 0, -1. You know what? I went to go do the 0 and I don't, or the the 0, which is the x-intercept, I don't think that it's exactly at -2. Can you see on your paper? It might just be smashed together on mine, but I think all the graphs are kind of small. Okay, it's in between -1 and -2. So without finding the exact number, we're just going to write between -1 and -2. It doesn't give us an exact number. Well, that doesn't really help us when we're trying to find our slope. What I do have to do is go on my slope, and I have to look. If I go down 1 and over 1, that's not quite on the line. But if I go down 1 and to the right 2, that's too far. Okay, well, I've got to go back and try again. Starting at the y-intercept, if I go down 2 and over 1, I need to go over a little bit more. Down 2 and over 2. Down 2 and over 3 hits my line. Trying that again, down 2 to the right 1, 2, 3. Down 2 to the right 3. So if I'm going down, that's -2 to the right 3 is 3. So here is my information for my equation. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. -2/3 x. B is your y-intercept. -1. That should give you your answer for number 4. Number 5 and 6. Let's start first with just 5. First thing you're supposed to do is find your y-intercept. My y-intercept, right here, your vertical line right there. You may want to label it y to help you remember. It is 0, -1. My 0 is my x-intercept. So the last time I need to be careful because it didn't cross very nicely. Let's see, I think it's up here at 2, 0. I'm going to look and see in a minute. If that is the right x-intercept, I'm going up 1 to the right 2. That should work again. Up 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. Okay, every time I'm stair-stepping, I'm going up 1 to the right 2. That's my slope. Up 1 to the right 2. So that means that I did find my right x-intercept, and that should be 2, 0. Now to write my equation, I should have y equals your slope. Remember, not b, mx plus b. M is the slope. 1/2 x. B is the y-intercept, -1. That should be my equation. On number 6, same thing. Look and let's find the y-intercept on the y-axis. There's my point. It is 0, -2. Then it asks for my 0, which is my x-intercept. I think it crosses right here at -1, 0. So I need to test this out and see if it works, because if it works, my rate of change, my slope will be the same. So my line is decreasing from left to right. It's going down, so that means it's negative. So I'm going to go down 2 and to the right 1. Let's see if that works again. Down 2 to the right 1. That works. Down 2 to the right 1. Good. So down 2 is -2. To the right is always positive. So I have -2 divided by 1, which gives me -2. So my equation is y equals my slope, -2x, and my y-intercept, -2. All right, 7 and 8. I think we have just 9. Isn't that the last one? Yep, okay. 7 and 8. Again, the y-intercept. I find where it crosses the y-axis. There it is. It's at 0, 0. Well, that's going to be my x-intercept as well when it's at 0. That doesn't really help me find my slope because now I don't have 2 points to go from. So now I've got to figure out what it is. So if I'm starting here at my y-intercept, if I go up 1 and over 1, it doesn't look like it's quite on the line. If I go up 2 and to the right 1, that's not far enough. Up 3 and over 2, see, none of that's working. So I need to keep trying to go up a little bit more. I'm going to go up 4 to the right 3, and that hits the line. So you need to test it again. Go up 1, 2, 3. Wait, go up 4, right? 1, 2, oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over 1, 2, 3. Sure enough, I've got to go up 4 to the right 3. That's my slope. Up 4 to the right 3. Now, to write my equation, I get y equals, your slope is 4/3 x. Your y-intercept is 0 plus 0. You can write it this way, or better yet, is y equals 4/3 x. On number 8, again, the y-intercept, right here on the y-axis. It's where it crosses the y-axis. That is 0, -3. My x-intercept is my 0. Well, it doesn't look like it crosses very nicely. It crosses between 4 and 5. So I'm just going to write between 4 and 5. Well, to find my slope, that means I'm kind of on my own to try and figure out my slope. I've got to find another nice point that will help me out. And see, I always start at my y-intercept, and if I go up 1 to the right 1, that's not quite on the line. But if I go up 1 to the right 2, that's too far. Well, darn. Okay, so if I go up 2 and over 1, 2, 3, is that it? I'm not, let's double check. Up 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Up 2 to the right 3, it's on the line. Up 2 to the right 3, it's on the line. Up 2 to the right 3, it's on the line. Those are my staircases to get to it. So it's positive. I'm going up 2 to the right 3. You always leave your slope as a fraction because it tells you how to move. So your equation becomes y equals 2/3 x, and your y-intercept minus 3. Again, every time you've done this problem, you should have checked it in the calculator to make sure you're right. On number 9, though, this time we don't have a graph. This time we have a table. Well, one of a couple things. To find your slope, we're going to do delta y, the change in y, over the change in x. Right here, I'm going to go plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, delta x, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Delta y divided by delta x. 1 divided by 2. That is your slope. So up here, I'm going to put 1/2. Now, you really should be able to find your y-intercept in this table because it's 0 and then the number is in the y spot. That's how you find your y-intercept. Circle in your table 0 and -1. That is your y-intercept. Your x-intercept, your 0, should have a number in the x spot and a 0 in the y spot. That is right here. We're going to circle this one. That is 2, 0. Some cases it was easier than finding it on the graph. Now again, you need your slope and your y-intercept to write your equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1. That should be your equation.